I wanted to talk about why plants are actually not so good for you and why meat actually supplies the nutrients that you need instead of plants. So I'm going to break that down today. A lot of people believe that you can get most of your nutrients from plants. I don't believe so. I think you can get most of your nutrients from meat, and I'll explain why. So a lot of animals that we eat from eat first the plants. So they eat the plants, they break it down in their own body, these cows, let's just say, and then the nutrients are transferred all over their body. And then we eat that meat and we get the nutrients from that meat. Who gets their nutrients from the plants. And plant-based eaters would say, why don't you just go straight to the source? Which makes a lot of sense. But if we eat the plants, it becomes very inflammatory for our bodies. And I'll explain why. Cows have a different system in their body compared to us. They can easily break down the plants better than us. So when you eat meat, you're basically getting all the best parts of what the animal ate, right? It's already processed into forms your body can consume. So, and we would call that bioavailability. Bioavailability, basically what it means is just absorbing the nutrients and utilizing it, using these nutrients to different parts of the body. So when you eat nutrients from meat, it's much more bioavailable. So your body can easily absorb the nutrients from meat versus from plants. So that's something to consider. And an example of this is that spinach has iron, beef has iron, but the iron in beef is called heme iron, so the structure is just different from the iron in spinach. So spinach has iron, but it can't be absorbed fully all the way. It can only be absorbed by your body by a little bit. The heme iron in beef can absorb and utilize the heme iron 5 to 10 times more versus the iron from spinach. So that's a big deal. So even though plants might look good on paper with lots of vitamins in it, your body might not actually get much out of them because it's not absorbing enough of the nutrients. Another reason why nutrients from meat are absorbed easily in the body is because the structure of our stomachs as a human is very different from the stomach of a cow. So a cow has 4 different parts of their stomach. They have 4 stomachs. So they're able to absorb the nutrients later on in the process, but first get rid of the toxins in the plants and they're not affected easily by these toxins. They feel great still, like nothing ever happened. So they can break down the plants, the toxins in the plants, and absorb the nutrients in the plants even better than we can. So isn't that cool? So they can ferment better in their stomachs with these a lot of this fiber from the plants. They have a different gut than us in their stomachs. Cows versus humans, different gut stuff going on in the stomach. And we have only one stomach, so we're very simple. We're not advanced as these cows. So we actually can break down fats, meats, seafood, protein, and animal protein and fats way better than plants. So that's what our stomachs are accustomed to. So when we eat these raw greens, we get inflammation. We get gut issues, brain fog, tiredness, fatigue, versus the cows feel great because they have a different structure of their stomach and a different structure of their gut microbiome. It's very different. We don't make enough vitamin B12 like cows do. They make enough naturally by themselves. We don't. We get it primarily from meat. And if you're a plant-based eater, you need to get supplementation for vitamin B12. Okay? Our digestive system is better at breaking down fats and proteins. I just mentioned that. So meat is so powerful, you guys. It has so many nutrients. It's a multivitamin. It has vitamin B12, heme iron, zinc, vitamin A, which is retinol. It has vitamin D3, creatine, and omega-3 fats, all of which you can take in supplemental form as a plant-based eater and be successful on the plant-based diet if you do the supplementation for all these nutrients. But if you don't, you will not be healthy on the plant-based diet. So you can be successful on the plant-based diet. Just take all the supplementation for all these vitamins, okay? And take your minerals, electrolytes. People who only eat plants will run low on these nutrients though if they don't take the supplementation. because they're just not bioavailable. These nutrients are not bioavailable in these plants. And I can say that for myself, you guys. You know, I used to be plant-based for 8 years, and a year and a half ago, I took a blood test, my last blood test as a plant-based eater. And the doctor came in and said that everything was great except my ferritin levels were low, which means that it's the storage to hold iron. But other than that, everything else was great. And I looked at the results too, and it was fine, but I did not feel fine. You know, I had a brainy fog. I had a foggy brain. I had so much hair that I lost. I lost weight. I can tell my hormonal imbalances were off. I had gut issues. I was bloated. I felt tired. Excuse me. So I knew something was off, but my results said otherwise. It looked great on paper, but I felt bad. And so I decided, through the help of my health coach, he told me first that the nutrients in plants are not bioavailable. So basically the nutrients that I got from plants were just floating around my body and were not being utilized. And maybe that I needed some kind of protein and multivitamin to add. But he also was vegan and then turned to eating meat. So I'm like, okay, he feels better eating meat, so maybe I need to try that. So I did. So I ate my first steak, and within 20 minutes, I felt energetic. I didn't have a brain fog anymore. I felt so alive, you guys. I felt so good. I'm like, I'm never going back. So that's my experience. And I knew it was because the nutrients in meat was bioavailable. The nutrients in meat were bioavailable. And that's something to consider being plant-based or being a meat eater. Just watch your body and see how it reacts to different kinds of foods and meat. So meat doesn't just have protein. Like I said, it has nature's multivitamin. Even beef liver is actually even better. But, you know, most people don't like liver. It's an acquired taste, I understand. But okay, so meat gives your body nutrients in the exact form so that it can be used right away without needing to convert or digest extra plant fiber or chemicals that block absorption. You eat plants, you have the chemicals that come with it, the oxalates, phytates, which are natural occurring chemicals the plants make, which are very poisonous to anybody who eats it. So I would avoid plants just so you can avoid the chemicals, is basically what I'm saying. So plants have vitamins, meat has vitamins, but it's bioavailable vitamins. Your body can easily absorb it and utilize these nutrients from meat way better than plants. So your body doesn't care how much food you consume. It cares about how much it can actually use. All right? So I hope this was helpful for anyone who's on the carnivore diet or who's plant-based and wants to be better. I hope you have an amazing day and see you in the next video.